5 easy steps to treat dry eyes. Are you constantly rubbing your eyes? Do you use eye drops multiple times a day to help alleviate dryness? Dry eyes can be incredibly uncomfortable to deal with, yet this is the reality for upwards of 50% of adults. Look at the results of my poll on my community page of my YouTube channel. Over 50% of you complain of it. You're having these symptoms. Whether it's from staring at screens or environmental factors, dry eyes are more than just uncomfortable. They can impact your daily life. Luckily for us, there are quite a few options out there that can help give you some relief. And I'm going to lay out 5 of those for you right now. Number 1, figure out the cause of what's causing it. Like with most health-related things, there's no one-size-fits-all solution when it comes to treating these dry eyes, and you'll see from the comments below my poll, many of you had varying solutions. That's why the first step is to figure out what exactly works for you and what's causing the dry eyes in the first place. Why do people get dry eyes? Well, the overarching reason is that your eyes aren't producing enough tears because the quality of tears isn't enough to properly lubricate your eyes. That's the function primarily of your tears, and to clear dust, allergens, and pollens out of the way every time you blink. You see, every time you blink, you squeeze some tears onto the surface of your eye. That's how this works. Your meibomian glands produce the tears, and it's a very specialized solution that comes out, and that's why some artificial tears, they're artificial, they're not real, they're not exactly what your body is producing. That's part of the problem here. Now, it doesn't just stop at dry eyes either, because when you aren't getting the quality or quantity of moisture that your eyes need, it can also lead to irritation, redness, stinging, sensitivity to light, and even blurred vision. Blurred vision is common because that tear film actually has refractive properties. Dry eyes can be attributed to a wide range of causes. Things like aging, that's, well, the number 1 cause, being on certain medications, excessive screen time, blue light, your computers, your phones, and different medical conditions, they can all lead to exacerbation or worsening of your dry eyes. No matter what, this pesky condition becomes more common the older you get. And once again, this is one of those that is more prevalent in women than men, similar to when we talk about thyroid issues as well, and hormones. Here are some of the most common causes of dry eyes. Number 1, environmental and lifestyle factors. These include things like wearing contact lenses, the weather, the moisture, of course. You travel, you go to different places, you go, oh, my eyes feel good here. That's often the wind or lack of it, and the moisture content of the air around you. Allergies, and of course, smoking. Number 2 is none other than things you're taking. What is a common side effect of many medications? Dry eyes, of course. If you're taking pharmaceuticals to treat conditions like high blood pressure, glaucoma, depression, or menopause, your dry eyes could be a side effect of that. Retinoids, I have a whole video on that. People love to put retinols around the eyes, and you can, but there are precautions, and a small group of people will get dry eye. Number 3, well, dry eyes, it's a common symptom of many medical conditions. Think autoimmune conditions, endocrine, think neurological disorders. 4 is surgeries. So if you've ever had surgery on your eyes, that could be the cause of it. One most common is LASIK. So many of you have had LASIK surgery, especially if you needed a second one, your risk goes up for dry eye. Also with cataract surgery, anything dealing with the cornea can lead to this dry eye. If you're unsure of what's causing your dry eyes, definitely, of course, get an examination. The one thing is, many of you, although you might do your medical checkups, how many actually go for an eye exam every year or 2? You got to check the pressures in your eye. It's a great time to talk about dry eye. Now, our next step for helping relieve dry eyes is avoiding environmental triggers. So if you think, pollen flying through the air. Okay, you see it. But what about pollution? Or when you're stopped in traffic, that car in front of you, all the exhaust, it's actually coming into your car. Between pollen air conditioning, wind, and all the other things you could be exposed to throughout your day, there are a whole lot of environmental triggers that could be exacerbating your dry eye and you don't even know it. Now, some of these are unavoidable, especially when you're in someone else's home or you're in hotels, which is common for me. But during allergy season, you can help minimize exposure to these triggers. Start by protecting your eyes with an air purifier. A humidifier is great, and if you're going to use humidity on your skin to look younger, it also helps many of you with your dry eyes. So watch my video on humidifier or steam for your face. It's also important to generally maintain a clean home to minimize dust mites, pet hair, and all the other things that could be floating around irritating your eyes. Are you sleeping with your dog? That's a heated discussion, but certainly that can be a problem for many. Now, it's definitely harder to avoid these triggers when you're outside, especially when spring comes. But simple things like wearing sunglasses can help give your eyes an extra bit of protection that they wouldn't have otherwise had. And it also stops that airflow to your eyes that can be drying. Number 3, be conscious about your screen time. These days, we're always on our screens, and there's a good chance that you're working in front of your computer. So many of us now work from home. The problem here is you go, yeah, I take a break every 30 or 40 minutes. Great, but what do you do when you take a break from your computer? You pick up your phone, or you pick up your phone to unwind at the end of the day. Or, even more, you might be watching TV. Although screens are an important part of our daily lives, they still have a huge impact on the health of your eyes. Now, I'm not telling you to stop looking at your screen. It's not realistic to do so, but you need to be mindful and take those precautions. Research published in the Journal of Ophthalmology and Therapy shows just how much blue light from screens can impact your eyes, especially when it comes to dryness. I have a complete video on blue light for you to watch. I'll link it at the end, but you can help mitigate these effects with some simple, at-home, easy, inexpensive solutions. You'd be surprised at how much you forget to blink when you're glued to your screen. Even simple steps like remembering to blink and lowering the brightness of your phone, turning on your blue light filters, can make a big difference in your dry eye. When I'm making these videos, I often forget to blink. I'm concentrating. You're kind of amped up. If you're doing stuff like that, you have to remember, people will comment in the comments below, Rajani, you never blink. So I am. Number 4, take certain supplements. This is probably one of the most beneficial, along with the hot compresses many of you use along your eyes. But certain supplements can be incredibly powerful when it comes to improving dry eye. One of the best nutrients for improving your eye health is omega-3s. Yes, I'm talking about the same ones that maybe you're already taking in your fish oil. Of course, I much prefer krill. It's sustainable, it works better, and it has something else called astaxanthin, a powerful antioxidant. Fish oil and other foods rich in omega-3s help improve the function of the eye's meibomian glands. Those are the ones producing the oily tears that help your eye get comfortable. And that improves the function of the glands with omega-3s and the hot compresses. And you can even take a Q-tip and you just kind of squeeze from down on the upper lid, down, up, on the lower lid. You get the idea. You squeeze toward the lash to extract some fluid, and it helps. If you do that even a few times a week, it helps clear that meibomian gland. Now, another nutrient that's essential to the health of your eyes is vitamin A. Research published in the National Library of Medicine shows us that taking vitamin A supplements helps reduce symptoms of dry eyes by improving the smoothness of the tear film. The tear film is what it's all about. And that's that thin layer of fluid that's on the eye that helps support the formation of tears. Not sure what vitamin A supplement to take? Well, if you go to my store, I have Plasma Restore gummies. There's vitamin A in there. People take those glow gummies for their skin. They also have vitamin C, vitamin E, silica, and zinc. Everything you need to support collagen and skin boosting, but that vitamin A in there, a lot of people say my dry eye gets better. Whatever form you want of vitamin A, just know about it. Number 5, let's talk eye drops. I have many videos on different types of drops you can see, But if you're dealing with dry eyes, you're likely already using some type of a drop to promote immediate relief from that irritation and discomfort. But what many people don't realize is that artificial tears help to temporarily lubricate and soothe your eyes, but they don't treat the underlying cause of the dry eye. And those tears almost never, well, they do, they never actually equal your natural tears. So they're never as soothing or long lasting. If you tend to wake up in the morning with dry eyes, it may be because they're drying out while you sleep. You might want to try ointments like a thicker lubricant or an ointment you put on at night. Many of you I know like castor oil. And when you put it on your face at night and you put some on your brow or your lashes for lash growth, you say, hey, my dry eye got better. I'll put a video up here that links to my castor oil video. I'll put it at the end as well. 1.4 million people have already watched it. So in the comments below, look what they're saying for their skin. But many of you comment on dry eye and castor oil. Now, some people, if you're getting recurrent styes or you might have mites, things like tea tree oil can help, but you got to make sure it's not a high concentration. And I recommend washing that off very quickly after you put it on as well. Some people go on doxycycline or antibiotics. Some people are even on them preventively, so they're on them for long periods of time. But sometimes a 2 or 3 week course makes the eye better. It helps with any bacterial infection you may not know that's there. And of course, in extreme cases, some people are on what we call a preventive dose. So they take a little bit every day. We hate to do that. And you don't want to do that you want that to be a very last resort, but it does happen occasionally. Now, there are a number of other prescription eye drops that have come out, especially in the last 5 years. They're prescriptions, so you're going to need them prescribed by your doctor. So if you're at that point, things like Restasis and different ones, you want to get an examination, of course, by your ophthalmologist, which is always good. And they'll just refill them over time if they find there's no other cause for your dry eye. But I would say the amount of medications that have come out for dry eye over the past 5 years, it's a flourishing market. So there's a lot out there that you might not know about that your doctor does. So if you've tried a lot of things at home, they haven't worked, then you might go the prescription route. Now, if you have dry eye, you probably have red eye. So you're going to want to watch this video about a drop that doesn't give you the rebound like other drops do. And one down here all about dark circles, eye bags, and rejuvenating your under eye region to keep your skin and body beautiful, healthy, and vibrant.